My girlfriend laughed. You think you're intimidating? You're a puppy. I said woof. Then I blocked her everywhere and disappeared like a ghost. Her private investigator, finding nothing, made the puppy dangerous. Original post. I 29 male was with Monica 31 for 2.5 years. We've been living together in my townhouse for the last year. I'm a software developer, work remote, make decent money. She's in pharmaceutical sales, travels a lot, makes more than me actually. The relationship had been deteriorating for months. She'd become increasingly dismissive, constantly belittling me in front of friends, making jokes about how I was too soft for the real world. Classic stuff like interrupting me mid-sentence, rolling her eyes when I talked, calling me sweetie in that condescending way. 2 weeks ago, we had the fight that ended everything. I'd asked her to stop flirting with her personal trainer, Dimitri. Nothing accusatory, just, hey, the texting at 1 a.m. and inside jokes make me uncomfortable. She laughed, actually laughed in my face. Oh my God, are you seriously jealous of Dimitri? What are you going to do about it? I'm setting a boundary. Monica, this is disrespectful. She stood up, got right in my face. You think you're intimidating? Look at you. You code for a living. You play board games on Friday nights. You're not scary, babe. You're a puppy. I'm asking for basic respect in our relationship. Woof woof, she mocked, patting my head. The puppy's upset. Maybe you should go lay down in your little office and calm down. I looked at her for a long moment, then said, very quietly, woof. She laughed harder. Exactly. At least you know what you are. I walked to my office, closed the door, and began. Update 1. What Monica didn't know about puppies is that they can disappear when you're not watching them. See, I've been preparing for this possibility for weeks. The disrespect had been escalating, and I'm not stupid. I know when someone's checked out. So I quietly got my ducks in a row. Within 2 hours of that conversation, while she was at the gym with Dimitri, of course, I executed my plan. Hour 1. Blocked her number, all social media, email, everything. Changed my phone number, already had the new one ready. Deactivated all my social media accounts. Sent emails to our mutual friends. Taking a break from everything for a while. Mental health reset. Please don't share my contact info with anyone. Hour 2. Loaded my car with pre-packed essentials. Left her a single note. Lease is paid through the month. Your stuff is safe. Please be out by the 30th. The puppy drove to my buddy Keith's cabin 3 states away. He'd already agreed to let me use it. The beauty was in the simplicity. No drama, no big confrontation, no giving her ammunition. Just gone. My phone, new number, started blowing up with texts from Keith about an hour after I left. Keith, dude, Monica just called me screaming. She wants to know where you are. Me, what did you tell her? Keith, that I haven't heard from you in weeks. Like we discussed. Me, perfect. Thanks, man. Keith, she sounds insane BTW. Like actually unhinged. Me, yeah. That's why I'm in your cabin in the middle of nowhere. The next few days were interesting. Through Keith and my other friend Jared, the only two who knew where I was, I got updates. She'd call my parents. I'd warn them. They played dumb. She'd driven to my brother's house. He truthfully said he had no idea. She'd contacted my employer. I'd already arranged to work remotely from various locations for a month. She'd filed a missing persons report. Cops found me immediately through my credit card, confirmed I was fine, told her it's not illegal to ghost someone. But here's where Monica's entitlement went nuclear. Update 2. Day 5 of my disappearance. Monica hired a private investigator. I know this because the PI was sloppy. He contacted my employer pretending to be a potential client needing to verify my employment. My boss, who's a legend, immediately called me. Hey Clayton, some guy just called asking weird questions about you. Said he was from Tech Verify Solutions. That's not a real company. Private investigator, probably. My ex is having a breakdown because I left. You need any help? Actually, yeah. If anyone else calls, can you tell them I'm on sabbatical and you don't have my current contact info? Got it. Stay safe, man. The PI also made the mistake of using the same fake company name when calling my credit card company. They flagged it as potential fraud and alerted me. I love modern security systems. Through the grapevine, Jared's girlfriend follows Monica's Instagram. I learned Monica was spinning this whole narrative about how I was having a mental breakdown and she was worried sick about me. Posted photos of us with captions like, "Please come home. We can work through this together." And "Mental health is not a joke. If you've seen Clayton, please reach out." The comments were hilarious. "Didn't you call him a puppy last week at Brad's party? Girl, you literally said he was too boring to marry at drinks last month. This the same guy you said couldn't satisfy you? Now you care." Monica started deleting comments real quick. But the best part? She couldn't get into the townhouse's security system, the streaming services, the smart home devices. Everything was in my name, passwords changed. She was living in MY house like a ghost, unable to control anything. She tried to hire a locksmith to change the locks. They refused. Her name wasn't on the deed. She tried to transfer utilities to her name. Denied again, she's not on the deed. She was basically squatting in my house, and it was driving her insane. Then came the extinction burst. Oh, sorry. The escalation. Yeah, let's call it that. Update 3. Day 12. Monica went full psycho mode. She started contacting my ex-girlfriends. Found Natalie from college on LinkedIn, messaged her asking if I'd ever displayed unstable behavior or disappeared without warning. Natalie, bless her, screenshot it and sent it to my brother, who forwarded it to me. "Your current girl seems unhinged. You okay?" "I'm good. We broke up. She's not handling it well. Clearly. Want me to mess with her?" "Nah, but thanks." Monica then tried to get power of attorney over me, claiming I was mentally incompetent. She actually went to a lawyer with her evidence. The note I left proved I was conscious and aware. The PI's report showing I was using credit cards normally proved I was functioning. The police welfare check proved I was fine. The lawyer literally told her she had no case and refused to take her money. She posted a rant about the corrupt legal system protecting deadbeat men that got screenshotted and sent to me by at least 6 people. But here's where she really screwed herself. She started selling my stuff. My gaming setup, my signed baseball collection, my vintage guitar. Posted them on Facebook Marketplace from inside MY house. Keith's girlfriend saw the listings and alerted me immediately. I called the police. "Hi, I'd like to report a theft in progress. My ex-girlfriend is selling my belongings from my house. Sir, if she lives there she's a guest. I own the house. I have documentation. She's selling items that are exclusively mine, including electronics with serial numbers I can provide. We'll send someone over." The cops showed up while she was literally handing my PlayStation to a buyer. She tried to explain that I'd abandoned the property, that she had a right to sell things to pay for rent. What rent? I own the house. They made her return everything. Told her she had to leave by the date I specified or face trespassing charges. She tried to argue she had tenant rights. Cops asked for proof of any rental agreement, utility bills in her name, anything. She had nothing. She had 48 hours to get out. Update 4. Monica's family got involved. Her mom, Diane, called my mother. My mom, Southern lady that she is, was polite but devastating. "Diane, your daughter called my son a puppy and mocked him for asking for respect. Now she's upset he left? That doesn't make sense, honey. But to just disappear? It's cruel. What's cruel is belittling someone for 2 years and then being surprised when they protect themselves. Clayton's a grown man who made a choice. Maybe Monica should reflect on why he felt he needed to make that choice." Diane then tried another angle, showed up at my workplace. Security wouldn't let her in, God bless badge control buildings, but she made enough of a scene that my boss had to go down. "Ma'am, you need to leave. I need to know where Clayton is. He's having a mental episode." Clayton is working remotely, as many of our employees do. "He's fine. You're trespassing. Leave, or I'll call the police." She left, but not before screaming about lawsuits and accountability. Meanwhile, Monica had moved out of my house, but was still trying to find me. The PI had given up, told her there was no trail to follow, which made me pretty proud of my preparation. She tried a new tactic. Dimitri. Yeah, the personal trainer she was definitely not hooking up with. He'd met my brother on Instagram. "Hey man, Monica's really worried about your brother. Can you at least tell her he's safe?" My brother responded, tell Monica that Clayton is an adult who chose to remove himself from a toxic situation. Also, aren't you the guy she was texting at 1 a.m.? Maybe focus on that. Dimitri blocked him immediately. But the real kicker came when Monica tried to access my bank accounts. She knew some of my passwords, old ones I'd used for Netflix and stuff, and tried to use them for my banking. This triggered fraud alerts. The bank froze everything pending verification. I had to call them from Keith's cabin. Sir, we detected multiple failed login attempts from an IP address in city name. That's my ex-girlfriend trying to access my accounts. Would you like to press charges for attempted fraud? You know what? Yes. Yes, I would. Update 5. The attempted fraud charges were the turning point. Monica got a visit from federal investigators. Attempting to access someone's bank accounts is a federal crime. She immediately threw everyone under the bus, claimed Diane told her to do it, that the PI suggested it, that she was just checking if he was alive. The investigators didn't care. They had her IP address, the timestamps, the repeated attempts with different password combinations. She'd even tried to reset my password using my security questions. Joke's on her. My mother's maiden name in those fields is Nice Try Monica. She wasn't arrested, but she was formally warned. One more attempt, and she'd face charges. This is when Monica's mask completely fell off. She went on social media and posted my personal information, my new job title, salary range, my parents' address, everything she could remember. Since Clayton wants to play games, here's everything about the puppy who abandoned me. Maybe his next girlfriend should know what kind of man he really is. This backfired spectacularly. First, doxing is illegal in our state. Second, my company has a strict policy about employees being harassed. They sent her a cease and desist. Third, her own friends turned on her. Monica, this is insane. Girl, you need therapy. I'm unfriending you. This is actually scary. Her own cousin commented, this is why he left, isn't it? Monica deleted the post after an hour, but screenshots were everywhere. I had enough for a restraining order now, but I didn't file one. Not yet, because Monica was about to face a different kind of consequence. Update 6. Remember how Monica works in pharmaceutical sales? Turns out, having federal investigators visit you about attempted bank fraud doesn't look great to employers who trust you with sensitive medical information and expensive drug samples. She was suspended pending investigation. Then, someone, definitely not me, probably someone who saw her doxing post, sent her employer screenshots of everything. The doxing, the harassment of my family, the attempted fraud, the false missing person report, even her post calling me a puppy and mocking me. She was fired. Not suspended, not warned. Fired. Pharmaceutical sales is a small world, and word travels. She was essentially blacklisted. Without her income, Monica couldn't afford her lifestyle. The luxury apartment, the designer clothes, the personal trainer. Oh, Dimitri dropped her as a client when the Fed showed up. Through mutual friends, I heard she'd moved back in with her parents. At 31, after years of bragging about her independence and success, she was in her childhood bedroom. But she wasn't done. Monica made one last play. She started a blog. My Journey Through Narcissistic Abuse. Claimed I was a master manipulator, that my disappearance was a form of abuse, that I'd gaslit her into thinking she was the problem. The blog gained some traction in certain circles. People who didn't know the full story sympathized with her. She started a Patreon, claimed she needed support to heal from trauma. This is where I finally had to act. I've been content to let her self-destruct, but now she was profiting off lies about me. I created my own website, posted everything, every screenshot, every recording. I'd recorded our last fight, legal in our state, every piece of evidence. The title? The Real Story, Documentation of Harassment and Defamation by Monica, last name. I didn't editorialize, just posted facts, dates, evidence. The police reports, the federal investigation notice, the cease and desist from my company, screenshots of her posts, transcripts of her voicemails to my family. The most damaging? A video from a friend's party where she called me pathetic and said I was lucky she even dated him while I was in the bathroom. Someone had sent it to me after I left, said they thought I should know. Her blog died within a week. The Patreon was reported for fraud and shut down. Final update. It's been 4 months since I said woof and vanished. I'm back home now. Changed the locks again just to be safe. Life is quiet, peaceful. I work, I see friends, I even started dating someone new. Met her at a board game cafe. Monica would hate that. Monica is still with her parents. Last I heard, she was working retail, trying to rebuild. Dimitri apparently got engaged to another client. The private investigator? He actually called to apologize, said he didn't know the full story and felt bad for taking her money. No hard feelings, man. You were just doing your job. Still, the way she talked about you versus what I found, it didn't add up. You literally just went camping for a month. Pretty much. Smart move, by the way. Most people leave digital breadcrumbs. You were a ghost. Well, I learned from the best. My ex taught me that puppies can be dangerous. When cornered. He laughed. Woof. Exactly. The restraining order is in place now. She can't contact me, my family, my employer. She's not allowed within 500 feet of my house, my workplace, or my parents' home. Diane sent my mom one last message. I hope you're happy. You raised a man who destroys women. My mom responded, I raised a man who knows his worth. Monica learned that puppies have teeth. Monica tried one last thing last week. Had a friend request me on LinkedIn with a message. Monica wants you to know she's sorry and hopes you can both move forward. I didn't respond. Puppies don't need to bark when they've already won. Looking back, I probably could have handled it more maturely. Could have had a conversation, formally broken up, asked her to leave normally. But after 2 years of being belittled, mocked, and disrespected, I realized something. Sometimes the best response to someone calling you weak is to show them how strong you can be when you stop caring what they think. Monica thought I was a puppy. Soft, harmless, something to mock. What she learned was that even puppies can bite when pushed too far. And sometimes, the quietest ones bite the hardest. To anyone dealing with a partner who belittles you, mocks you, makes you feel small, you don't have to take it. You don't owe them a conversation they'll turn into ammunition. Sometimes, the best thing you can do is protect yourself and leave. Even if they call you a puppy. Especially if they call you a puppy. Woof. Edit. For those asking, yes, everything I did was legal. Blocking someone isn't a crime. Leaving your own house isn't abandonment. Recording conversations in a one-party consent state is legal. And I never actually did anything to her. She destroyed her own life by trying to find and control me. Edit 2. The townhouse is mine, inherited from my grandmother. Monica knew this. She never contributed to mortgage, taxes, or maintenance. She bought groceries sometimes and acted like she was doing me a favor. Edit 3. To the people saying I'm the villain here, I left a grown woman in a safe house with all her belongings and a month's notice to leave. Her response was to hire a PI, harass my family, attempt bank fraud, dox me, and try to destroy my career. Who's the villain again?